Barry.
Morning, Your Honor. Sir.
Okay. All right, we are on the record in the matter of the City of Wyandotte versus Benjamin Bilbrey, 231234.
Yes,
Your Honor,
ma'am.
good morning. Richard T. Serrano, P33828. Today, Your Honor, I appear as MIBC counsel on behalf of my client as present in custody in the Wayne County Jail. This is the date and time set for pretrial. And please state your name, sir.
Benjamin Eugene Bilbrey.
Okay, thank you. And today is the date scheduled for the pretrial counsel. And as to the pretrial.
Your Honor, I've spoken to the prosecutor. My client is going to plead guilty as charged to one count of public intoxication. He understands that he's waiving all his constitutional rights. He's been advised of, and we're ready for the court's examination.
Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, thank you. And you heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I did not understand that.
You heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
Yes,
And as to the amended as to the charge of public intoxication, how do you plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
And you've gone over your advice and rights with your attorney, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
And you understand all of those rights.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Also understand by entering into a plea that you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your trial and appellate rights.
Excuse me again?
You'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your trial and appellate rights.
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, and you also understand that by entering into a plea, you understand the possible penalty, whether in this court or any other court.
I understand, Your Honor.
And knowing all that, do you want to continue with your plea?
I'll take the plea as guilty. Yes, I do continue.
Okay, any immigration issues, counsel?
No, they're not.
And has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way, sir, for you to enter into a plea?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, please party your client.
Mr. Bilbrey, on June 1st, 2023, were you in the city of Wyandotte?
Yes, sir, I was.
And at that time, in the evening, did you have contact with some police officers?
Yes, I have.
And upon them further investigating you, they found you sitting and stumbling, and had you been drinking alcoholic beverages prior to the stop?
Yes, I have, sir, I have.
And you had drank quite a bit, correct?
Yes, I have. I had a half a pint.
Right. And so the officers took you into custody for your own safety because you were intoxicated in public. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, it was.
I'm satisfied.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. Then the court will accept the plea as charged, dismiss the original charge. I'm sorry, there's nothing to dismiss. And counsel, as to sentencing, would you like the court to proceed with immediate sentencing, or would you like to set this for a date?
Your Honor, we have no objection to immediate sentencing, if the court pleases.
What would you like this court to know, counsel?
Well, he tells me he's been in custody approximately 9 days. He has no other matters pending, he tells me. He's got quite a lengthy criminal history, Your Honor. The blow on the preliminary breath test was very, very high. So I think he has a problem with alcohol. Most courts would say, we don't care if you drink yourself to death, do it at home. Don't take it on the road. Fortunately, he was walking in this occasion. Don't take it in public. So, Your Honor, we ask the court to consider time served, or give him a fine and reasonably expect the post, Your Honor. Let him get the treatment that he needs. Thank you. He's also on Social Security disability, Your Honor. He gets about $950 a month, single, no children.
So you were 0.309.
Yes, Your Honor. I just drank that half a pint and I did. I just left the hospital, and they sent me home, and so I was staggering down the street, and I went and laid underneath the tree behind the gas station because I knew I was still too intoxicated to try to walk back to my apartment in Lincoln Park. So I sat there and laid down, and yes, I did fall on the way to get to the gas station, right in front of your department. I was sitting underneath the palm tree. Underneath a pine tree, and I sat there because I was trying to sober up, but somebody see me fall on the way there, and that's why the police showed up. I was literally trying to sober up before I left, but the hospital sent me home before they should have. They should have let me stay there and sober up, but I had to take it upon myself to find a spot to sit and chill.
Sir, hold on one moment, hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to the hospital for medical treatment?
Yes, I did. I had them call me because my side nerve was hurting. That's one of the reasons why I drank. I was self-relying on self-medicating, which was dumb for me to do.
Okay, sir. What time did you get to the hospital?
I don't have my band anymore. They cut it off on me when I got to the hospital. When I got there.
Approximately what time?
I want to say before noon.
Okay, and then you were released around what time?
I want to say about an hour after I got there, or so.
Okay. And so you drank a half a pint before you got to the hospital?
Yes, I did. Yep.
And that's all you had was a half a pint?
At that particular time, that's all I had. I just slammed it in Lincoln Park. I went to the police station, had the police station get me a ride to the hospital because I was hurt.
So you didn't you went to the Lincoln Park Police Department and then
asked for help. They sent me to the hospital. The hospital released me about an hour or so after I got there.
So you want me to believe that you drank only a half a pint and you got a .309 a couple hours later?
Ma'am, I believe it.
You had a lot more drinks than that.
Ma'am, say it again. I apologize if I was wrong. It's been so long. I don't know if it was a half a pint or a pint, but I believe it was a half a pint. I could be wrong. I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize. It could have been a pint.
Sir, you have an issue with alcohol.
Yes, I do.
And at what point do you want to get some resolution with that issue?
I go to AA every other week, and I'm around alcoholics everywhere I go. Even when I went to rehab, there's alcoholics in there. And when I hear about
there's individuals that are in recovery in rehab. You are correct.
Say that again. Yes, there are some that actually do. But there are some that sneak away and go get it.
All right, here's the court. Let's see. Your client was arrested on December 11th on the warrant because he had failed to appear on August 15th, and the court issued a warrant. The court's going to, based upon the defendant's criminal history, as well as the circumstances regarding this matter, the court's going to order 60 days jail. We're going to waive the fines and costs. He'll have credit for 9 days. All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
21104 FH, 21103 FH.
This is public defender Chandra. I can really, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Abraham.
Okay, here we are. We were here last week. This is an adjourned hearing, violation of probation. So what are we doing today, counsel?
Judge, we are asking for an adjournment. Mr. Ibrahim currently has a case, it's actually scheduled for probable cause conference. I think it's tomorrow. So we want to at least track that new case as that is one of the basis for the violation.
Okay, and how far out would you like to go?
Because I think the middle of January date should be sufficient. Go further. It's go, okay, sorry, Judge. Let's just do the 31st if that's okay.
That's fine with me. Mr. Emmons, you okay with that? Adler, are you okay with that?
I don't have any to the request.
All right, so we'll adjourn both violation probation hearings to January 31st.
I don't see it on here. I thought it was, but I don't see it anymore. Judge, I think I did misspeak. I actually do not see Mr. Ibrahim on the probable cause conference docket for tomorrow, so I might, nope, I do see it.
But
He's on there.
to the 31st of
Okay.
January, that we would have allowed ourselves some time if that was the case. So I'm not holding you to. Okay,
Judge, Mr. Ibrahim and I did speak. He would like, I know the last time we were here, I did address bond with the court. The court was not inclined at that time to offer any releases. Mr. Ibrahim asked if we could readdress it just very briefly to ask if the court would consider releasing him on a tether, mainly for the same information provided to the court last time. Mr. Ibrahim indicates that stability has been a huge issue for him, and he's on the brink of being stable, specifically regarding his housing. So he would like for the court to give one more consideration to a release for a tether.
any other response from last week?
I think the issue is that, Mr. Ibrahim has been kind of going around this circle. He's been on probably the cusp of going to NPC for a while now. That's kind of the recommendation that we're looking at. And yet, we keep having these cases keep popping up. So I understand that he's might be on the brink of stability, but that just has previously shown not to be very lasting.
I gotta tell you, Mr. Ibrahim, like I look at my file and I see like the failures to appear, they're regularly noted here. So it doesn't give me a ton of confidence that I should really extend the security that you're going to be showing up. So since this is a violation of probation allegation, don't know if you did it or not, but I do want to make sure that there's not a question of where you are. So at this time, I'm going to remand you pending the violation hearing on the 31st.
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing, Judge?
Sure, Mr. Ibrahim, go ahead.
I know that it's not the court's fault or anything, but my ex is going through like a mental breakdown and my children are in the balance and stability. If I have stability, you guys wouldn't see me and these things wouldn't pop up. I'm asking that not even for a PR, but just for a reasonably low bond so that I can bond out. I show up, I stay around here. So, I mean, even if I don't show up, I'm going to pop, the police could come to my house and pick me up. I'm going to have my kids. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. I know that doesn't reflect very well in you guys' paperwork, but I'm trying. I am making an effort and it's not easy. And I'm asking you guys to give me some leeway so that I can have trust in the court system and I can show up and do what I need to do.
Right, but so let me reflect though. I mean, it's alleged that you violated your probation here and you got another case somewhere. I mean, that's the allegation. So that's a lot. You follow kind of where we're going with this, that you're telling me that your ex is unstable and that your kids are in danger. But at the same time, like if you were not getting into trouble, and at least, I don't know whether you did it or not, but if people weren't saying you did something, then you wouldn't be in jail right now and you'd be able to take care of those kids. So part of this is I look at my notes and I see not one failure to appear, but I see about 4 or 5. And that doesn't speak to me with confidence that I can let you out and expect I'm going to have you back here.
But also, we're not talking about the 6-7 months that I did do on probation and I did everything that was required of me. I went to the classes. I met with my probation officer. I was in good standing. And in just the month of September, I didn't,
This original case is an older case,
I
right?
didn't.
Right, I get it, but you know, part of it is you're not guilty right now. You're innocent until proven guilty. I don't know what the allegations will yield, but the problem is, sir, is that, you know, this isn't your first time through this. So you know that we're now adjourning out your matter 6 weeks because we're waiting to see what's happening in this other case. So that's the whole point, is that you know how this is complicated and slow and it kind of interferes with your life. And I don't know what to tell you. And if this was the first time I laid eyes on you, I'd probably let you out on a GPS tether, but it isn't. So I don't think it's a good risk for me. I'm sorry. I wish I had better news for you, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm remanding you until the hearing.
Okay, but I just want to make a clear point that this was my first violation on probation. I understand that you guys have seen me before in other cases, but I'm talking about in this case, and I was trying to, you know, make a turn. And what happened was,
Well, don't say what happened, because that's part of you're on the record right now. So
Right,
don't
right.
tell me what happened.
older warrants had got activated, and it kind of threw me off. That's what happened, and that's why I didn't report to my agent. We did talk. She did tell me, look, Ibrahim,
Mr. Ibrahim, you haven't pled to the violation yet. So it's still, we haven't set it for a hearing or anything. So just don't speak about anything regarding the violation or the new case, okay?
okay, well,
So I guess I want you to hear me say that the whole point of this, sir, is to kind of get you back on the straight and narrow so that you get out from under this. So I got to deal with my risk tolerance. You got to deal with your wish to get out, but I'm not going to let you out right now. But it doesn't mean that I think that you did it. I don't know. Doesn't mean that I think you're a bad person. And I appreciate and I applaud you for turning the corner. But let's get this stuff squared away in January so that we don't have to worry about this again. That's my goal.
okay.
Okay. All right. See you back here then. Thank you.
So, Mr. Phelps, I show that you made a very small payment. December 4th. What is going on with child support? You have a low child support obligation, $362 a month. So what is the issue? Why isn't that getting paid?
I have no control when my contractor pay me. When my contractor pay me, I will pay the remaining from last month and this month. If you check the payments, that's what's been going on. I've been paying whenever my contractor pay me. I have no control on when he pays me. So when he pays
But
me,
you do have control. You have control that you can get another job.
I don't pay myself.
No, you get another job.
No. I wait on my contractor to pay my money.
Well, that's not working for you.
Yeah, it works. They get the payment. Have you checked other payments? It'd be a lump sum that I pay when my money comes.
But it's not putting you ahead because you've got $13,000 worth of arrearages. It'd be one thing if you were going to pay us $13,000, but I doubt it. You're going to just
and nobody
pay us.
have control when my contractor pays me except for him. You all do not control when my contractor pays me.
Listen to me, Mr.
All the
Phelps.
jokes.
You have control to get a different job or to get a second job. If he's not paying you in such that you can take care of your bills, you need to move on because child support is not going to accept 18 years of this.
My son's 12 years old. Y'all, well, I guess y'all be seeing me until he's 18. Then y'all gonna grow with us then.
No, we're not.
Because y'all have no control on when I get paid. When I get paid, I pay a lump sum.
Okay, Mr. Phelps,
you can check
I'm not going to argue with you. We are going to go ahead and issue a warrant for your arrest. And you can handle it between you and the jail. And then state
it don't
court
matter.
will do
You're
your
only
trial.
taking from my child. Plain and simple. You don't control when I get paid. I get paid from my contractor. When my contractor pays me,
I am
you get
going
a lump sum.
to count this as a refusal to pay and a arrest warrant shall issue. Okay, and that's the way that will be handled because we're not going to go through this for the next what, 6 years.
Thank you.
Okay, so do you have that, Miss Lanier and Miss Barrett? Are you able to come in and sign the warrant?
Yes, I can.
Okay, as soon as you
Yeah,
take
you
care
just
of
take
your
it from
part.
Trent. She knows he gonna get her money, plain and simple.
Okay.
All I
cares?
say, it's just with me, it's just not consistent. That's the only thing, like little payments.
Mhm.
It's the month of Christmas. I don't even got my phone on right now because I'm
Right.
sacrificing. I have bills, like everything is pending. Like I literally sacrifice. I have other
Okay.
shit as well, and
No,
their father do.
Miss
It-
Barrett,
it-
you don't have to explain, you're doing the right thing. I mean, bills need to be paid on time, so when you're raising a child.
And then
And
I
there's no two
constantly
ways
keep
about it.
getting disrespected, and I don't even ask. It took me 10 years, 10 years to finally do a child abandonment. That's because my son is older, he's bigger. It's
Mhm.
life. We got to take
Right.
care of these kids. I don't ask him for much. We don't even talk on the phone. My child
Okay.
at that age, I just let my son talk to him and go on, but I do appreciate it.
Okay, so you know where to go for the warrant?
No, ma'am,
signature?
what would I?
Okay,
No.
I'm gonna have Miss Lanier give that to you in the chat. And, so we'll go ahead and move that forward, okay?
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, but have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Okay.
You as well. All
You're
right.
welcome.
All right.
Okay,
Bye.
both of you
There's
are
a lot of
dismissed.
exhibits that have been filed by the Hamlins in this matter. And I reviewed those and I saw a number of videos and looks like text messages or screenshots. And I'm guessing that none of the Hamlins who appear here is the one that was in a relationship with Mr. Butterfield. Am I accurate in that?
Correct, Your Honor. Our oldest daughter has a protection order against him.
Okay. And Mr. Butterfield, you were aware of that?
Of what exactly, Your Honor?
That Isabel has a felony protection order?
A felony
Regarding you?
protection order?
That there was, yes, family court entered a protection order for Isabel, and you as a respondent. I don't know if you appeared in that hearing or not.
No, I did not appear in a hearing until today, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm just making sure you're aware there is a separate, that's not subject for this proceeding today, but in family court here in Thurston County, they issued a protection order for Isabel against you as a respondent, saying you may not have any contact with her at all. So I want to make sure you understand that.
Okay. Yep, I understand, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Yep.
So, yeah. So what I have here are requests from Isabel's sister, Isabel's brother, and Isabel's parents for similar protection order. And the basis of that seems to be a couple of, and I'm not sure whether they were posts or texts, I can't quite tell, from Mr. Butterfield, who seemed upset about, I'm assuming, the breakup of his relationship with Isabel, and made some fairly direct threats towards the Hamlins who he was conversing with, and I know specifically saying that he was going to kneecap Isabel's father. So those seem to be the statements.
Too, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
In one of the most recent ones, because he's still contacting Madison, he did actually make a death threat.
That's a lie. That's not Madison's phone number, bro.
Mr. Butterfield, hold on. Okay.
So part of the concern we have is he's continuously been violating Isabel's protection order, writing to Madison's phone, giving actual threats of breaking my kneecaps or killing us. And there was a text chain with a bunch of vulgar, racist remarks and etc. The young man just doesn't get it that we don't want anything to do with him. He just needs to leave the family alone.
Yep. All right. Thank you. So Mr. Butterfield,
Yes,
what do you
sir.
want to tell me? I've watched the videos. You seem like an angry young man in the videos.
All right, good. Good as in I'm glad you watched them.
You're muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was pretty upset, you know. I bought Isabel a phone and an Apple Watch. That way, if the relationship continued, Isabel could do the same thing that I do for my family, which is allow my family to track them. The phone number that I had is not Madison's, it's Abby's, who is an adult. As far as the protective order against the children, I had really no contact via any cellular or internet network, period, between the children. And I was pretty upset because when I bought this cell phone and this watch for Isabel, it was $1,500 altogether, and I was paying for the monthly plan on it as well, straight out of my own pocket. And when the relationship was broken up, and I was basically told that I would never see Isabel again, I said, okay. They wanted to keep the phone and the watch despite it not being in her name. And when they returned it, they failed to civilly give me the phone back or hand it over to the police, which was highly upsetting. $1,500 is a very, very large sum of money for me. I'm an entry-level IT contractor. I don't start work again until January. So this $1,500 really bites me where the sun doesn't shine. Not only did they not give me the phone or the watch back, but also when they did return it to the UPS drop-off location, to the UPS facility, they failed to properly print the hazardous material label that was accompanying the return shipping label for the iPhone and the watch. Thus, the phone and the watch is still at that facility, and Verizon only gives me 30 days to get it back. So I contacted somebody from a program that I'm in, who was sponsoring me, and I had him go down last week, 15 days after the package was dropped off there. When he went there, the package is nowhere to be found. However, in my UPS app, it says that it is there. And I got a bill from Verizon saying that $1,500, if I don't pay it immediately, which was last Wednesday, mind you, that if I don't pay it immediately, that it's going to go into collections and it's going to kill my credit. So yeah, I was highly frustrated, you know. I can get up here and show my face, whether we're live streaming to the public or not, whether I would get on Fox News and stand exactly by what I said, because that's not how you act. That's not how you do things. That's not how you treat somebody. You know, my mama didn't raise no snitch. So I'm not going to come up here and talk about a bunch of stuff about somebody else. All I'm going to tell you is that the way that I was treated was total baloney. And the reaction that they received from me should definitely be an expected reaction for it. And I'd like to apologize to the children. In no way, shape, or form was anything that I said directed towards them. I love those children. I think they're great, amazing people, and they have a beautiful future ahead of them. And I am sorry. I definitely said some things that I shouldn't have said. I didn't mean what I said. You know, if by golly OG, you know, somehow I saw them again, I wouldn't actually kill them. Who does that, you know? I would walk right by them. I wouldn't even think about it. I probably wouldn't even recognize them. I probably wouldn't. Inside of those documents, it says that they want to label me as a sex offender and all this and that. Well, guess what? I got news for you, cowboy. I deleted all the pictures and chat logs and everything I had of Isabel before I even left Washington. Thank you very much. Because that's the kind of person, that's the kind of man my mom raised, the real man who really owns up to what he does, doesn't try to hide, and doesn't let anybody push him around. So if you want to sit here and push me around and try and destroy my life by calling me a sex offender, good luck, buddy. Good luck. Jesus loves me just as much as Jesus loves you and loves all of us.
Hey, Mr.
And
Hey,
that's
Mr.
all I have to
Butterfield,
say.
Mr. Butterfield.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
I'll pretend you were talking to me and not to them because you're not supposed to talk to them.
I'm sorry about that.
All right, and Mr. Crabtree, would you please mute your microphone? You're causing us to get some reverb here. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, Madison, are you Abby as well? Is Abby your middle name?
Madison is my legal name, and that's what I put as our court protection order, but I go by Abby as a nickname, so it is my number that he's been contacting. Maybe that was the confusion.
Okay, all right. And let me just clarify, Abby, I'll ask you, you're how old?
I'm 20.
Okay, thank you. And Philip, you're how old?
I'm 18, sir.
Okay. And then Russell and Julie are the parents?
Correct, sir.
Okay, thank you. There's a lot of paperwork obviously associated here, and I've finished it. I am going to enter the protection orders on behalf of all of the Hamlin family members who have sought it. Mr. Butterfield, as I pointed out, the video shows an angry person. You manifested that today as well. But you're not in trouble because you're angry. You know, it's an emotion. It's the statements you made. It's not enough to say, you know, nobody follows through on a threat to kill. Nobody follows through on a threat to harm somebody. So they shouldn't have believed it in the first place. Frankly, that's nonsense. People should be concerned when they hear that. That language is totally inappropriate in any way. And no matter what you think harm has been done to you concerning your watch and phone, the response that I saw was totally inappropriate, and it's the response that I am responding to. You do not have the right to threaten to kill people. You don't have the right to threaten to hurt them. So I have entered this order. So for the next year, there is to be absolutely no contact with any member of the Hamlin family that has filed a petition today, which includes Abby as Madison. And you're not to go within 1,000 feet of your residence. Hopefully that's easy since you're back in Connecticut.
My residence?
No, within their residence.
Okay, it sounded like you said your residence.
Within their residence.
Okay.
And for the Hamlin family members, if you wish the order to be extended beyond a year, you'll have to petition the court separately for that toward the end of that time period. But for now, this order is in effect for the next year on each of these three matters. And copies will be available in the district court file for each of you to get copies of. All right.
All right.
Thank you all very much.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
When an employer does a background check on you, does that come up?
Hey, it's a court record.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep, all right. But Mr. Butterfield, I'll point out, the employer will also see the no contact order you have with Isabel. So you already have a no contact order. That's the fact that there's another one, you know, we'll see what any employer, you know, what the reaction will be. I don't know, but there already is something on your record that they will see.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.